We are live today for a very special stream. This is a Babes edition. And I am super excited to have Sissy here with us because we've been talking about this stream for quite some time and it's finally happening. And yeah, we're going to be sharing with all of you some really cool things so that I hope that at the end of the stream, you can leave with some takeaways or at least are able to get started in vibe coding your website. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about building things, creating things. Obviously, we have a lot of LLMs that allow us to do this, but sometimes it's always, if you're not familiar with it, it's always a bit daunting and getting started can be a little bit tricky. So we are here to actually give you the basics on how to get started, but also like what to look for when you start building your website, because it's not just creating it. Like there needs to be a workflow to follow that can make you also make things look good and functional and so on. So I have here with me Cecilia, who is the founder of Lit Collective, which is a web agency. So you guys make websites. You don't vibe code them, but you actually like make them. And yeah, so and also I want to say shout out to Cecilia and her team because they made us the most wonderful and cutest website for Babesnet. And we've been working together on this and it's finally live. So, you have the little hearts. That's so cute. I don't even know how that happened. Wait, I think you're muted. Can you try speaking? Yes.
I think it is from Apple, this.
I have it too. It's not working for me. No hearts, but so sad. Hey Bax, what's up? Good to see you in the chat as always. But yeah, Sissy, tell us everything. I want to hear how you started Lit Collective actually, because you told me a while back, but it's been a while.
So hey guys, I'm super excited to be here. So I am a designer. This was my main goal when I was a kid. I was always trying to work with some creativity, but also not boring. So I work as a social media. I worked as a branding designer as well, but the time was really early. And I started collective when I started working as a UX and Y design because I am from Brazil, and that time, like 6 years ago, the area for you to work as a designer, like social media, was not so good, and I found it UX and UI design a good opportunity to how to learn more about technology, but also how to increase the technology with the design, with the UX, and all the kind of background that I had in the past with social media. And Lead Collect was really natural since I started to working. The freelancing started to increasing a lot, and like 3 years ago, it was when I just decided to go and run Lead Collective and quit my last job, and that's it. It is how can I say, a big adventure to have your own company,
It
but it
is.
is also
It's a
super.
crazy roller coaster.
It is crazy. It is crazy because I didn't learn how to have a company. I learned more about design and this kind of things. But in the end of the day, is really I'm really grateful now for our clients and how we see the results that we can bring for the products, for the companies regarding like branding, motion, and websites. And yeah, that's it. I guess.
That's really cool. And let's just go over the website because this is, I just want to show it here. Let's see.
So I just want to know, like, I run a design studio, but I think the Vibecode, it is a super powerful exercise for everybody that want to try something like to get your ideas. And I think AI, it is a first step, really nice, and I'm super happy like to share like some basic things that I think really valuable to have more guidance and better results as well when you're vibe coding.
Let me show you before we go into the details, because I do have like a lot of questions and I'm really curious to have this conversation with you, especially when it comes to what's your view on AI, especially how is this impacting the web design space and so on, and how to be leveraged? Like, how much can we really use it? Can we get to a point where we can? Because I mean, look at like our website is gorgeous, right? And there's
Yeah.
so many different things, and we've worked for like months on this together. So it's something that cannot be vibe coded, or at least I don't know, but the work that came, to get to the point where, we have literally a calendar, a working calendar. This, by the way, is so this is a Babesnet website. You can scroll it. We kept it very simple, straight to the point. We have here like our events. So obviously today we have a Bitcoin DeFi workshop. If you're a woman and you haven't like signed up yet, go do that because you're gonna get an airdrop. Hey Sarah, how's it going? Good to see you. It's been a while. We're running this workshop with the Roots Up Collective girls, and there's going to be an airdrop for this. So, like come join, and you can actually find Luma on our website. So this is something we've worked for a few months. We really wanted to have like a directory of all the things that you can do for women in tech and in crypto. And we also are showcasing events from our partners or babes that work at companies. A lot of the girls in our community have jobs or work at companies or founded companies. So, we also want to make sure that we give the spotlight to events that they're organizing that might be mixed, but still we know that the ratio will most likely be good just because we know it's a babe that's organizing it. So nobody wants to walk into a room that's like 99%, like tilted, and we need a balance, which is, it's nice for everyone. So we want to make sure that also like we prepare our community for what's to come. So here's a bunch of events that you can see, and then we have all our partners, and then like some past events that we've done and so on, and like perks. Obviously, if you're not part of the community, you can join the babes. There's a form, and then we live on Telegram, so that's where all the babes are, and we have more than like 730 women now, which is crazy. And Cecilia is part of the community, and this website has been designed entirely by the Lit Collective team. So shout out to you guys, because honestly, with all our requests and all this stuff, like it's been honestly, it's been super nice. And we have like these little drawings that have been made by babes as well. So really like super happy on like how this went. And yeah, I just wanted to show a beautiful work of art that Sissy made. Before we actually get into because this is not vibe coded, but we're gonna we're gonna teach you how to get to a vibe coded website that almost maybe looks like this. I don't know if this is like impossible. Yeah. Has anyone, to the people looking, to the people like watching us, like have you tried already? Like has anyone tried vibe coding your website? Like do you have something already that you've attempted to make? Is this your first time? Let us know in the chat so that we know. Obviously, like if you have questions along the way, feel free to ask. Like we're here to answer that. Obviously, we only have an hour, so we're gonna go over the basics, but we could maybe do more of these depending on how we feel and how this goes. But Ceci, tell me, like, what's your view on AI and like all these LLMs? Obviously, there is a big discussion about Claude and Lovable replacing web designers, but I don't really see that, like, I don't necessarily see that happening like straight away. Obviously, in my opinion, for very easy and simple landing pages, sure, of course, there's also ways to like copy paste an existing website. But for more advanced levels of customizations, unless you know how to code, it's a little bit hard to, get that quality and output with just using Lovable, or at least that's just been my experience. I'm very curious on your end, like what's your take on this?
So I think in the beginning I was like really afraid because people was like super overposting and overwhelming about the AI and all the things that are working and building. But since I started to test, like I tried to test everything, I saw like maybe gonna have like a lot of ears to replace that, because when you are working with companies and they only just don't need like the vibe code, but also they need to have the consistency across all the platforms, all the social medias, and all the kind of materials for branding. It is super difficult for AI to build that, and not to have like someone there like organizing and creating from scratch. And also another thing that is, I think, really interesting, that we use AI a lot to experimenting. So we do like creating the different type of mockups, image. But when we came to like the website, we can see if it is like I don't know, like 3 years ago, you can see if it is a Wix website or if it was like a custom website. And now we can see like, okay, this is an AI website, or this is like a
A
custom
slop,
made and
like a
everything.
slop website, a sloppy
Yeah.
website. What are
And
your,
also,
what's the way, what are the main, like the top three, let's say, instantly red flags, or at least like signs that this is like slop? That, let's say you go on a, what's like the first thing that like pops up for you?
I think it is the center alignment content. Like they only do like center, center, center. I think most of the time the icons, they are not like consistent. So they are using like outline icons in some place. They are using in the future like solid icons. This is a small one. Also like the typography, most of the times it is like inter. Um, yes, yes. But I think
Or the
the main
purple, purple,
in
the
yeah, and
purple.
the color was
It's
well like
always purple.
from yeah, the purple is a big one. And I think, yeah, and I think that's all. But the content in the center for me is like no.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's
and I,
I mean, that's the thing. It's a great tool to get started, but that's, you know, and that's the same thing for just for vibe coding in general. Like you need to know, you know, you can't just go and use AI by default. You need to give it some parameter, you need to give it direction, you need to give it creative direction. It's the same thing with like creating text or images. If you don't actually, if you just give it the freedom to do whatever it wants, you're gonna end up having like the same result than like other people. So, aka like slop. So it's
yeah,
really important. And at the end of the day, that's why I think like, and the same thing with artists or designers. Sure, like very entry level, basic roles are gonna be automated and might be disrupted, but ultimately you still need people that have that experience to be able to just leverage AI as a tool to work faster, to be more productive. But you cannot replicate taste. You can replicate your years of experience as a UI UX designer to know exactly how things should look, which someone that just like picked up Lovable doesn't have, right? What
yeah.
do you think of Lovable, by the way?
I'm enjoying Lovable. Like I built one system for my second market that I had in my hometown, and I built like admin system there. Like we was like for logistic, so everybody that was selling clothes, we built for them like a profile, and for the admin part, we build like financial metrics and all those kind of things. I had a lot of fun using Lovable. It is just tricky to, because you can just like use the chat from Lovable. You need to know how Lovable thinks. Using Cloud or ChatGPT to build like the product requirements, really organize it to have the best there. Because if you're just like chatting with someone unlovable, the result's gonna be really bad,
So
really
it's
really
more
bad.
for like back end stuff then. Max is asking.
Yes, like at my case, I use more because they have like the storage for the content, and I couldn't do that with Cloud. And also like for the users and the profile, I built that. And also I try to connect with an AI system inside, like for the if instead of for us to be like putting manual the cloth, I asked it to build like an AI to review the cloth and do automatic. but it was pretty bad, and so I just give up. But in terms of like for you, like one thing that I was thinking to do for me was like a personal like house admin stuff. I think it is fine, but a lot of people they use like to build from zero. But I
Mm.
think the cost maybe it is expensive instead of to have a develop. I don't know.
It would be more. So you think it's more expensive to vibe code your own website when you don't really know what you're doing than to actually just get developer?
I don't know, like what I was trying to do with Lovable was not a website, was like a portal.
Okay.
And if I felt like them, if I needed like just do that like from Excel, I think the cost was zero and it was kind of similar. But I wanted to have the experience to use Lovable and this kind of thing. But for Vibe Code your own website with cloud depends a lot. Like what is the size as well. But if you're like thinking about like connections and external stuff, maybe the cost go up a lot if you don't know how to use.
Right. Interesting. And what kind of tools do you? So what are the tools that you use to build websites?
So we use Figma now, like in this year, but in the beginning of my career, I used it like Photoshop. Photoshop was like we use it to generate HTML. After I use Sketch, I use it XD Adobe, but now Figma to like properly the design. But we use a lot Cloudy to create the low fidelity and experimentals and improvements and some kind of analysis for potential clients. This is something that we use with Cloud. And it's really nice. Like because sometimes the client he just want to see if you understand well the product and what we are trying to build for future. And instead of for like at my case like to do this in Figma, I was like maybe 3 days to build like build sometimes like the components and organize the features. And now I do this in like 4 hours with Cloud. It
Oh,
is
nice.
insane. It's not gonna be it is insane, yeah. It's not gonna be like the same branding for the client, but he can see like how I think and how we think that can be like integrate the flow. And this is really nice, really nice.
Okay, sick. So to get started, I know that you brought in like a little presentation for us on on how to get started. I am like excited to get into it, and I just want to say bye to Sarah, who's in the chat. She's saying that she has to leave, and then like hi, yeah, I can't say your name, but like ciao. Good to see you. What's up, everyone? And Rocky, of course, is here. And we have a lot of friends in the chat today. Yeah, again, question for the audience: like, have you guys built a website already? By the way, I bought my own domain. This is something like, and I was talking about it, like, I think my previous stream that I had. If you like, if you wanna bet on yourself, and because you never know where life takes you, right? Like, you never know where you're gonna end up in the next few years. One thing to do is to buy your own domain. Go buy your name. Like, buy your name. It's literally like $10 a year. I don't know. It's not gonna be expensive. It's like, I don't even know how much I paid for mine, but it was like really cheap. Go buy your name. You never know. I have Camski.com, by the way. So good at it. Oh my God. What's up, B? Good to see you. Yeah, and it needs to be .com. Like, it has to be .com. Like, if it's your name, it has to be .com. It's still number one. Yeah, like, what do you think? Like, Cici, what do you think of like domains? Are you yeah, are you like flipping? Are you buying domains? Like, are you in that game as well?
No, like
No.
I missed this opportunity to do business with that. But I know a lot of people, they are crazy about it. Like they do like business, like selling domains, like, and it is insane. But I don't do like the only thing that I bought was like Lit Collective and all the kind of names different. But I need to buy my own
Yeah,
name.
you
There's something that
should.
I
You should. What do you think of
do.
people that go for like .co or random like domain names? Do you think like .com? Of course, like sometimes your .com is not available. Do you think not having .com has that big of a impact? What's like the next biggest one for like tech, let's say?
I don't know. I've like Elite Collective. We use the XIZ like to it was we changed it to match. I think it is nice. Like if it is the same kind of the target audience that you're looking for. But I think .com is always going to be the best as well. But it depends a lot. Like some designers studio they use .co only. That is really common. There are people they use like the country as well. Like in France, they use it a lot. Um, but I think if I would like to buy my Cecilia Veloso that I think is not available, I will buy like .com and probably BR as well.
Mm. Bia saying, I've been working on a website for my art. I have .art since .com was taking. Oh, art is nice though. Art is really cool. Is it live already? Are you like, is it live? Or have you like, what stage is it at? Oh, Paris is here. Hello. We got the babes in the chat. It's good to see you girls. We're talking basics on how to get started, create your website. And Ceci has a like little nice presentation for us. So I'm really excited to go into it. And we've been also talking, oh, what about .camski? I don't think it's a domain. I don't think .camski is it's a domain, but I own camski.com. So I'm really proud of that. I do need to, I think after this, I'm going to make my own, I'll Vibecode my own website. We just, we're going to do a little workshop and I'll make my website. I just haven't had the time, but I think this is like the perfect opportunity. So you'll see a Camski.com website soon. I don't know what it's going to look like. So how do we get started? I'm going to like make Ceci share her screen. Here you go. Wait, let me see. Zach is asking, is SEO a thing anymore since most search has gone to ChatGPT or LLMs?
If I do LLM?
No, there's a question and it's Zach is asking, is SEO a thing anymore since most search has gone to ChatGPT or LLMs?
No. It is still SEO, like a lot.
It's still a thing. Definitely still a thing, which adds obviously complexity to digital marketing because you have to not only take into account SEO, but also you have to make sure that you pop up on Claude, on ChatGPT and LM. So it just adds an extra layer of complexity. You might need to hire someone for that. Bia saying, not live yet, being discouraged because I want to do some advanced stuff, but I haven't learned how to do it. Ooh, perfect. Do you like, let us know what you've been trying to do and what you've been struggling. Maybe we can, well, not me, but maybe Ceci has some like tips for you. I'm definitely not the expert here. Max is saying, I think X lives a bit in an AI bubble. Most people still use Google. Related to SEO. Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Yes.
Yeah, like, so Bia saying, I'm currently taking the Google UX design course. So been learning some foundational UX stuff and working on it from there. Ooh, cool. I haven't, do you know the course, Ceci? I haven't, I didn't even know this was available.
I know about this course, but I didn't try it.
Oh, nice. Well, you're probably like advanced, so I don't know if you need the Google. That's really cool. Yeah, indeed. Like not everyone is using LLMs like crypto people on on X and everyone else on X. It's true. Like we are technologically a bit more advanced than most people think. Although I have to say that my parents use all LLMs all day, every day. Like if I talk to my mom, like before I tell her something, you know, or I ask her something, she like Claude told me or ChatGPT. She even uses DeepSeek. She has all of the apps. They're like, yeah, don't underestimate parents and boomers because they use like a lot of AI more than you may think. Cool. Let me bring up the presentation yet. So here we go. I'll leave it up to you, Ceci.
Okay.
If anyone has questions in the audience, feel free to ask them as we move forward.
Yes, please. Let's try to iterate because this is a super beginning guide. What I tried to do here was to share more what I do and what I think if I were such to doing like a website that I need to do something using only AI, the way that I think it is super good, and you're gonna have like more a better result, I guess. So what is vibe coding? You just use AI as your develop. So you describe what you want, and he writes for you the code. So in resume, if you are writing a small line, they will do like a small, I think, like input for you. But if you are writing nice plan, all done like with all descriptions and everything that you need for to keep like a good consistency and result for what is needed for a website, probably he will develop you better. So vibe coding, I think if you know how to develop the work and how to integrate with develop, it's kind of the same. You need to have like clearly um, expectations. So I put it also here like popular tools like Lovable, Bolt, Cloud, Frame AI. I think Cloud is really good when you're trying to do like a home page that you need probably for create like website for your links. I added here like a proposal like of a prompt that you can add that you can rate your own link tree. It's super easy. So let me go. So the steps that it is nice to follow when you're doing from zero, like instead of like, hey, I want to have a website for my booking hotel, can you build for me? So you're gonna be like giving a lot of options for the AI to build for you. You're not giving like a structure, what you want with the goals of the website, how do you want to have the connections and the call to actions as well. Like if this website is just to show the hotel, but the website is more to collect data from clients, and you need to ask AI before, like, okay, what do you need from here, from here, and what I can give you, before we do the design system that is sharing your reference. So this is a really nice stage as well. I will show how we do. But in result, you go to Pinterest, you go to Behance, or go to any kind of place that you enjoy the colors, the way they have the typography, and you organize that, and you ask the AI to build like a small design system, and he will follow the design system that you build for your reference, and he will create like the rules. So they will be creating your website with the same colors, the fonts, and the style that you want, because you give the contents before. And
Which is
after
the
when
hardest
you,
part, right? I think that's because you have unlimited choices. That's one thing. Like
yeah,
you can literally build anything and you have unlimited choices, but you need to pick one. You have to pick which direction you want. And sometimes like finding like, you
yeah,
need to be able to visualize what your website is going to look like before you actually start building it. And
yes,
it's not like, we're going to figure it out in the processes. You actually have to know like, at least have an idea and like the style and like what kind of website you want. So, and I find that like if you don't have experience building website, and I think this has been like our, in a way, like our the challenge with Bivnet initially was to like find, okay, like what is the style, like what's the brand language that we want to use, like how do we really communicate what we are, our essence. And so, I think for me personally, like Pinterest was great. Oh, we have Fernanda in the chat, by the way. Hello. Hi, babe. There's so many babes here. And so like I think Pinterest is great, but the best personally is to just look at websites that you like that already exist and are functional and just copy that.
yeah,
Like just go for that visual style. And you can like copy as much as you want. You can be like inspired or literally do a copy paste. Like at the end, I know it's a bit controversial to say like copy, but like take what's already working and find like what you like. Yeah, Nada is asking, where do you find the reference website? Where can you get the inspo? So
I had a,
you go first. I'll tell you like what.
I had a bunch of web links here, like for site inspiration. They are
Ooh.
not like this one super nice, the Godly website, like Sitesphere. Like these are not like the commons. They are really good, really good.
Oh, nice. So here, so what are these websites? I didn't know them. So they give you like examples, like
Yes, can you see? But they are like
can you buy the
they.
templates?
No, I don't. It's just like inspiration, but the selection they did, like it is really good. Like these ones, like it's not like the Behance one. Like they did like a pre-selection, and they look really good, really good.
What is this called?
So this one is Godly.
Gully, okay. I mean, we'll have the list
Yeah.
here. Okay,
So
six. So
I
these
put,
are
yeah, they are
nice.
like not the classic ones, and I think they are like more updated as well. Uh, with right now, like what is trending, how is different, like from the current website. People do like a lot of it. You see the same kind of templates as well. I think it is really they are really good, these websites.
Yeah, because one thing that people forget is that there is trends in web design, and like if you make a website that maybe it was hot a few years ago, now it probably isn't anymore. So you also there's that a little bit, right? Like the people that are in the know, the designers, they will know that certain things are like hot. Like right now, it's like I guess gradients. Like what are the hottest trends right now in web design?
I think white. It is
Whites. Oh wow.
white, and I think like to have a scrolling animation as well. When you're scrolling in a website, like this is something nice, iterate too. But I would say like white, like all the companies they want to have this kind of white and small customizations like that connects with the audience as well, and people can interact with the website too. Like can be a hovering, or if I have different kind of like how can I say actions or profiles type of personas, the website they change the color. Was this is trending, I guess.
Oh, cool. Max is
And
saying he doesn't like the scrolling animations so much. He thinks it's annoying.
yeah, sometimes it's annoying, but there are some that is good. I enjoy it, but you need to work really well to build them, because sometimes it's slow,
Yeah.
slow,
Bia is saying
slow.
she loves Pinterest. And yeah, Paris, super helpful. Like yeah, indeed, like I didn't know these. My default was just to go to Pinterest, to be honest. Yeah, Max is saying all words is nice for inspo, indeed. Yeah, it's super cool, honestly. Like putting them here is I'm definitely saving this. We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna go. And yeah, Pinterest is so underrated. It's true. Pinterest is amazing. I love Pinterest. Also, like the rabbit hole feature on Pinterest is crazy. Like the recommendations you get by just clicking on one image that you like is it's so good. It's just so good. Like you just go down the rabbit hole and it gives you like so many nice graphics. And also when, for example, like you're looking for things to buy, like amazing, like so good.
And also just like to be in a good mood. Like for me, like to find some good memes. I enjoy a lot Pinterest, like a
Yeah,
lot, a lot.
I'm currently
It's fun.
making I'm making stickers, a sticker pack for the babes because I mean, long do we live in Telegram and we don't have a sticker pack yet. So I have a selection of memes that and stickers that we're gonna use. I just have to find the time to do it, but I think over the weekend we'll have some stickers. So yeah, shout
Yeah,
out to Pinterest. Sick application. Honestly, it's just one of the best websites. Yeah, I spent so much time on it.
yeah,
Um,
and they are like, since I started to study about UX and UI design, it was like a long time ago. Pinterest, they are like one of the best user cases that people wants to use daily. Like they want to add daily in their routines. Like it's I don't know why I think people are not using, but in the past, like if you want to have something like creative, you go to Pinterest. Like
I think
this is
still now,
amazing.
no. B is saying, I feel like an old lady using Pinterest, but it gives me so many ideas. Nah, babe. Like, I love Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I use it. Like, look at BabeNet, like our graphics. I take inspiration from there. I just use it every day. I use Pinterest every day. I love it to find inspos for ideas for outfits, what to wear at this wedding I need to go to in June. It's a white party. Like,
Yeah.
like I am going to Pinterest to see for
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah. They have like a food as well, like decorations, so nice, like for Christmas. If you want to like do some like kind of cute how to show your food, I use it a lot
I know there's like so much. No, it's great. I absolutely love Pinterest, and it's yeah, it's just such a nice tool honestly to use. Um so okay, so these are the things to find inspiration. So I guess this is kind of like this is part of like where we would be starting, right? To have an idea, also to get familiarized a little bit. I think I personally, from a non-technical, non-web, I have zero web design skills. Although I used to make like small website when I was like 15, 16, like, and I use like these and I was like using HTML, like all this stuff. I'm very advanced now that I think about it, but like not sure if they still exist. But I would be starting here. I think this would be like, for me at least, like my starting point would be to look at these websites, find inspiration, and start visualizing in my head like what the outcome, the final look is gonna be like, so that I can do that. I'm a very visual person, so I need to know, or at least visualize in my head, what my website is gonna do, so I can like also, you know, I guess prompt better, if I know exactly what I need. That's just like my approach. I would start here and like go on the Godly or all these websites.
Yeah, this is good, but before we think about like the visual, one thing that is important is like to ask AI to create the structure and the copy
Mm,
based on some website that it is a reference for you. So in that case, I added here like to ask, I am looking for to create like a guest house website. So I will put a link of a guest house or for a hotel that I enjoy, the way they have the website, the structure, and ask AI to create the structure and the copy based on that. Because this is something about, I think also about the creative process before we visualize and to add colors and all the kind of things. It is really important to know what type of benchmarking are you doing. Like, okay, what is the area and the target audience that I will be creating, because this will be easier when we are like selecting the visuals, because we already know what we are connecting about it. So if I am creating like a guest house boutique, for in this case I put coconut Pessoa, I'm not going to be selecting visuals. They are not connect with beach, with summer, and so I would prefer like to first think about the structure, what type of target audience, what type of content we are showing, because it will be easier for
that
us
makes
to select
sense.
reference. Because this is also a part of the creative process. Like, you need to know what type of people are you bidding for, because like depends, because if you are creating something for you, you are an artist. But if you are creating something for people to use and to feel like connected and like useful, this is like we call design. So
But even
you
for
need
a
to.
personal, I think even for like a personal, even if it's like a personal page, right? I would still need to know like why am I doing this? Like why am I not wasting, but like why am I allocating my limited resource, which is time, to this? What's the outcome that I want to have? Who are the people that are going to be coming on my website, and what's the funnel? You know what I mean? Like, you is this just going to be a landing page? Like what do I want out of this? Like why am I doing this? If there was no reason, just for the sake of building, that's fine. But it's true, like if you have an Airbnb or like a guest house, you're not going to go for like a techie look. even if
Yeah.
you like gradients and like whatnot, it's gonna
Yeah.
be makes sense.
And also, I think like the about what it works was well for you and for what type of result do you expect. So if I am like influencer and I want to have like one website for people to find some easy links to contact with me, so I'm not going to be creating like a huge website like a portfolio media kit. No, I will try to do something like as reference and similar structure that a lot of people are using, that is kind of a link a tree, this kind of thing. So it is important like to have these thoughts and organizing the content before go to the visual, like who you are, what you want to sell, and these kind of things.
Okay, nice.
And after that, like it is the time that we will ask AI to create your design system. And what is a design system is just to guarantee and that he will follow the colors, the typography, the kind of buttons. It will be the same in all the pages, spacing and corners. But before we ask to do that, we go like to Pinterest, we go to all the kind of your favorite one or on one of the reference that I share, and you're gonna select your favorite looking. Like, okay, I enjoy the brand of Babes. I would like to have like a similar touch of the pink, but I also enjoy the branding for Hello Kitty. Maybe I can create something like matching. So you're gonna create context for AI doing that. And I think one of the best thing that you can do is like go to Pinterest and you can put like brand or brand kit and companies, you will see a lot of colors. So this is with the time that you send for AI the colors that you like, the typography, and he will define for you the design system. And it is really important to do that because when you don't do that, he will probably change the colors that you send for reference. They will not follow the same button across the web pages.
It's gonna turn purple.
Yes, it's going to turn purple. And also the spacing was well. This is important, like to follow the rule of multiple was well. But this is really important, like hey, because when you ask to build like a secondary page, probably they will like create different. You just say like, hey, can you use the design system, and he will just like uh, rethink again and create following you your brand, your visual rule book. It is really really important. And yes, so this is the way that how do you define your visual style, like when he's doing like
Oh,
the
one thing about that, the rules. So that's one thing that you mentioned. Like sometimes when you're, I forget what it's called, but you know, if you're busy, if you're prompting and you have like a lot of you're talking, you've been like working on a project for quite some time, it might forget your initial request. So it's important to make sure that, for example, in Claude, you can create a project and that can have an isolated memory. So
yeah,
that so it's really important that to do that, just because like you want to make sure that you define the rules or the goal of the scope of the project you're working on, and you can always like draw back to it. If you're just working, you just add a new chat and you know whatever, it might be less defined. And especially if you want to have like work on different websites or have like different things going on, you can just tell it this is the visual style, um, follow these rules, learn, add this to your memory so that it's always there, and they're going to like base everything they do from there. Sometimes like the LLM forgets, but then you can always bring it back. It's easier to
yeah,
do if you work in a project for your website than like just a random thing, because then you can like have different, you can basically have different chats open and work on different parts of the website. But make sure that, for example, it's still using the memory or like the rules. I think this is something I do a lot, and it's changed. It really helps, especially if you're working on so many different things at the same time. You want to have projects.
Yeah, and you can ask like in this case like how to define your visual style. So is the idea like to have a bunch of images like from kind of brands, colors, type of that you enjoy. But if you already have a brand guide, you can ask just to create like HTML as well, the design system. So I do this for clients. So I ask Cloud to create in the format, and I always like putting again or I add in the project. Like it's really really helpful.
Nice. Yeah, the projects, honestly, the project is so important to use. I wasn't in the beginning, and then honestly it just yeah, it just makes such a difference. The memory, and sometimes you do have to remind them to like go back to your memory because they forget and or they start hallucinating.
Yes. But yeah, so I will send you as well, but you also can put like the goal as well. Like here, put the to guide users to make a booking because this will impact a lot, like how they will create like the content, show the buttons, the all the things. But this is really important because when you see like a website, they have like the I don't know, like the color of the branding is blue and green, but the buttons they are yellow. You see that something's not aligned. Like it was not a person that
It's ugly.
yes.
It's just
It's just one
ugly.
person that yes. So this is really important. Like you don't need to be expert, but this is like a system and you will follow and it will look better. And after that, like I put here just decision guide, like when works and when it's like painful, it is better to hire a professional. Instead, like if you're looking to simple landing pages, portfolios, personal MVP, event page you can do on time. But when you need like a pharmacy with catalog payments, all this kind of thing, platforms, it is better to hire someone. But yes, I just added here like for you guys to see as well. And because I think you can try to do like a kind of like a currency catalog a payment, but it is so how can I say um not easy to handle like payments and custom support. I don't recommend by your own, but yeah, I think vibe coding works really well if you're looking to a simple landing page and these kind of things. And what else we have? So I added here was about where to find inspiration, like more than Pinterest, Dribble, and Behance. These ones like templates is really nice as well. That you can also click and edit. I don't know how can I send here in the chat. Cams, can I?
Um,
But I
um, I'm
can
not
send you the link of
sure,
the
but I guess
internet.
under you could like if you want to comment like under the stream post. I know, or send it to me actually. I'll send it in Twitch. Let me do it. Do
Let
it.
me send here.
Let me
But
here.
yeah,
Ah, it's not letting me paste it. Yeah, we'll just put it. Let me just put it under the post. I think it's just gonna be easier.
but they are really good. Like they are different from the Pinterest, Dribble, Behance. Like Pinterest is really really good to ask to build the visual style. I think it is the best because you can find like good color palettes. You can find amazing typographies. But I think Pinterest, when in terms of like structure of the website, is better to find some like one of these because I think Pinterest sometimes is just like uh, they don't have like the full web pages. Like they only
It's
show
in
like some
yeah. It's like
and
images. It's good for like color and the vibe basically.
yeah. But when you are trying to find like okay the whole structure like the beginning from the end. I think it is better to look some kind of this side inspiration that a lot of product UX and UI designers we use. Um, I also had here like some prompts that you can copy and paste. So I put for the ask to create the copy and the structure, to create your design system, to build a full page as well as you can also ask responsive HTML. I also had it here if you want to create like a hero video as well. A lot of people they do that when you're vibing coding to put in the background of the header. It's not look so much with AI, but you can do it. It looks great. The examples that I saw, and as you can see here, you can copy, and is super helpful. And this is so good, so good. Like organize it, and we'll make the better website. And another thing that I added here was the here you follow the rules, but also another one was to create. I know there's a lot of babes here, and they have a lot of social media channels different, and you can build your own link in bio page, customize it. It is super easy,
Oh,
and
I'm
I
gonna
added
try that.
here like yeah, a prompt, and also like before that we can create your visual style. You can choose the colors that match with your personal brand, and this is the prompt, and it will be like the same as Linktree, and you can use for add the buttons and all the kind of things, and you don't need to pay for that because it's super super
You
easy
do
to
need a
use.
domain, right, for this? So
Yeah, you need your own domain. So I
yeah.
really recommend.
But
Yes.
one thing though, like Linktree and some of these websites, like they get VPN blocked. Like if they don't pay for certain their licenses in certain countries, and they don't get to like go live. This is happening for Typefully, for example. So yeah, Typefully is blocked in the UAE. Like I can't access it. Um, so I'm just thinking I'm gonna build my own. And yeah, like so, and the same thing for Linktree. Like apparently, some countries cannot access Linktree just because they don't have a license to operate. So yeah, I wouldn't obviously recommend to anyone to building. You know, if it works, there is no need to build your own. That's one thing that I think people get really excited and they start building and vibe coding stuff. Like if it's good enough, I know you may have to pay like $5 to use it, but you know, the number of credit and the hours spent vibe coding something might not necessarily be worth it. So
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? So that's one of the things like to keep in mind. It's like sometimes you just there's no need for it. There's really no need for this. It already exists. It works perfectly fine. Yeah, you have to pay for it, but like, okay, you're maybe saving on $5, but you spent literally like 2 weeks of your time. How much is that worth? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
just
agree.
tells me your time isn't really worth much, or you're just unemployed. That's like,
So this is, I think this is the thing that I say like in the beginning is really important for you to ask yourself like what you're building, why you're building, like because sometimes it's just better like to use something that is ready, you know.
that works. That actually works. 100%. Just make your life easier. But this again, like I think it's fun to create things. For example, like for Babesnet, we created a bot. There are a lot of bots available, but the thing is, we wanted a customizable bot that had our own branding and had like different, you know, that we can use as inspiration and directory. And we built it, but we did think like, is this something that, you know, needs to be automated? Can we buy another one? We looked at things, and it made sense for us to just build it ourselves. Or same, like I automated the signups, like the application form that we have. Every time that somebody applies for Babes, I get an instant notification, and I get to basically just manage that membership application straight from my Telegram. There's other things that, I was recommended to automate, but there's no point in doing it. I'd rather do manually because it's going to take me so much more time actually to, if I have to like use AI for it. So yeah, pick and choose and make sure, at the end of the day, I think the lesson here is that number one, your time is valuable. Your time is very valuable. And sometimes you're going to be ending up spending way more in credits and hours than just using something that actually works that, might not need fixing. So that, and also that, of course, like you have unlimited options in what you can create, but you need to follow the rules that Cecilia gave you, just because there needs to be there needs to be guidelines. There needs to be a foundation. It's like you're building a house. Your prompts, not just your prompts, need to be accurate and need to be highly descriptive of what you want to do, but you also need to define and have a clear idea on like what the end result is going to look like before you actually start building it. You can't just like go as you go. You really have to do this. So yeah. And these are, we have here like some really interesting prompts, and there's enough like inspo out there, and Ceci shared so much knowledge that I could be building websites now. Like I will try. I need to find the time, but yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like if you, and I think it is just to know yourself as well. Like I think there's a lot of people, they overwhelm like the vibe coding. They always need to do some vibe coding, but if you don't know like how it's gonna be like good for your life, I think Babes is a really good case because you already you know how will improve like the process, and you already know like what was the manual process. And I think sometimes people are vibe coding something that they are not doing manually. So why are you like trying to automate something that you even are not doing manually something? I think this is really important like to think to before to start something like can be like a landing page, but also in terms of automations and this kind of process as well.
No, I agree. It's not that simple to do something good. You also need taste, which it's hard to, you can't really teach that. I would say, I think it's like the main, or like the hottest words right now, or it's not even a skill. Like, how would you define taste? It's not a skill. It's, I don't even know. Like,
I
what
think there is
is,
experience. I guess like it's experience, like and to be like your own creative process, like to and don't need to be just with screen. You can create be more creative, like traveling, reading, eating. There's so much space like to find taste. Like, and also I think one really good was well.
let
It
me
is like
bring it up here. I
to
have
study
it.
about foundations as well, like foundations about I don't know foundations about art. How was the different kind of schools in the past? This is so nice to know, and I think so valuable too.
I have the definition of taste. So in aesthetics, because this is what we're talking about, not taste in your taste buds in your mouth. Uh, in aesthetics, taste is the faculty or ability to discern, appreciate, and judge quality and beauty and harmony in art, nature, and everyday objects. It acts as a bridge between sensory perception and intellectual judgment, allowing individuals to experience disinterested pleasure, a form of enjoyment detached from personal utility or desire. Okay, so this is like the outcome. Yeah, it's deeply personal, has long debated whether it aims at universal validity, discernment considered. That's one thing. Do you think taste is like, what do you think about taste? Because obviously like it's easy to, everybody recognizes slop. So there is like a universal, I'm not sure what you would, like consensus that slop is ugly and undesirable, which is, we didn't necessarily like agree upon it, but there is a certain consensus that says that. And so slop is considered distasteful, which means that there's some kind of like universal validity in that. But is taste subjective or objective? I don't know. What do you think about this?
It's a good question.
It's a good question. Yeah, we're going to like philosophy here. Um, yeah, like what is a refined palette? So yeah, but yeah, indeed, like it is constructed like you were saying here. I think it's important to note like it also reflects years of being exposed to a certain culture, uh,
Yeah.
as rich as not. Like it's very cultural in a sense. But yeah, it's interesting here. Bad taste. Let's see. Bad taste. This refers to aesthetic judgment that deviate from established or accepted norms, sometimes cultivated intentionally as a form of defiance or irony. Yeah, like kitsch. Well, slop in that case. Slop is considered bad taste. I think.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think that taste, there is a lot of knowledge involvement. Like the person that they're, if you want to build taste, I think you need to not just trying to build taste like in terms of like, I don't know, design, but also like taste about, I don't know, art, about clothes as well, architecture. Because if you go to see like the fundamentals of design, of mode, of architecture, is all the same. Like we start to learning about how was the art history, how they were like, I don't know, doing the stuff, like how they are discovering new colors and matching new colors. So this is really, I think, important to have.
yeah, I agree with you. Also, if you look back in terms of like art periods and art styles, you can look at different, let's say like impressionism or cubism.
Yeah,
They're not just styles that arose and became popular. They were a reaction or an anti-reaction to a previous style, or maybe a certain like environment, for example, like war or post-war. Like these were movements that were also created out of a certain like let's say environment or situation where artists were kind of like forced to just express or modernize or like just evolve in their looks and in terms of like aesthetic and so on. But these are all related. It's not that cubism just sprung out of nowhere. It is a result of years of art, of paintings, of different styles that just evolved around times and then established themselves as like movements.
yeah,
And so does this happen in design these days. Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting thing to look back into. Maybe go to a museum if you have time and like look at the history of how things evolve. It's definitely interesting. And it, like you say, it's important to know these things just because like things have a certain like linearity, and there's usually a reason why things are done in a certain way. And the same way that, for example, you want to use a certain style that was hot maybe a few years ago, that's kind of a faux pas and it's going to make you look bad. It's just not going to be hot. Like, why do we do things? Why do we have like a lot of cursive right now? Especially, it's just AI that's trying to, or like, for example, I love the trend of the handwritten things. This is like there's an anti-AI movement that's happening right now in design, especially for even restaurants or consumer goods that are all, like it's a handwritten, handmade aesthetic, and it looks like it's not made by AI. And I think it's like really cool and playful. And I really like that. Which again, this is a result. It's a result of something that is happening right now and is
yeah,
changing the world, right? So it's an anti-reaction to AI, and there's a reason to it. There's a cultural like meaning, and it's really powerful in that sense. If you do understand like what's happening in the world, then you can also take a step ahead and position yourself with someone that knows what's happening, and be part of history and be part of like you know culture and art and design. I think it's really cool. And right now we're definitely going through the anti-AI thing, and I think it's like really nice. There's all the like a handwritten. It's very playful, a bit childlike.
but
What's
yeah.
your
I
favorite
think
aesthetic?
it was really good to think about taste, but I think one thing that was you were sharing about like all the kind of health history, I think taste is also connected about intention. Like when you see something that was a lot of intentional, like of result, of feelings, I think also connects with taste. Like because you feel the intention of the thing that you're experimenting or seeing. And maybe when we see something that we consider like ugly or sloop, because people miss the intention, like they just create something like to, I don't know, to go with the massive without intention, like of okay. And yeah, I think intention is a good connection with taste.
Yeah, no, 100%. And B is saying, so she thinks it's a skill to curate taste. Everyone has that brain tickle when they see something they like, but it takes a certain type of person to actually create it. Yeah, that's true. Like that's true. And I mean, you obviously you know as an artist, like it's not that easy, right? And it takes a lot. It takes a lot, right, to create something. But again, there is a market and an audience for everything.
Yeah,
That's one thing. Like, don't and that's kind of like the trap that I think some people fall into, maybe into being highly judgmental. Okay, maybe you're not going to be creating fine art, but there is definitely a market for art that is not considered refined. Some people may argue that, like, what was that artist? I think like the what's it called, like Alex Monopoly or whatever he's called, for example. This guy has like sold so much. A very like commercial artist, or even Jeff Koons. Like some people really criticize him, and but he's one of the highest selling artists these days. Is it tasteful? Is it not? Is it marketing? Like, at
yeah,
the end of the day, also one thing, if we really want to go down that discussion, like the art market is a market, and it just like it's a bit, it's not all about taste. Like the artists that make it these days,
sure.
it's not always the ones that like make the most. There's a lot of beautiful pieces in the world, but the ones that really make them and establish themselves, like there's more that comes into place to that. They need good galleries. They need people. They need people that actually like market them. That you need to create a market. You need to have a good network, etc. Anyway, not to get into that, but ultimately it's a bit more complicated. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's still like to create something. You do need to have taste. You have to be a certain person. Yeah, I agree with you, babe. Let's go back to to this.
yeah, and I think that's all. Like, and I the last one, it's about us. If you need some help, like when your project's growing, we can help with that. And I think that's all. Like I will share like we have the link of the prompt. If you guys have some questions, trying to build something, and any kind of tips, I'm happy to answer as well. But I try to keep like short and directly. Um, and yeah,
This is really cool. I mean, maybe we should do. Oh yeah, and B is saying taste is unique for each person, but it's a skill to know how to curate taste. I agree. That's beautifully said. Maybe we should do a little workshop with the babes. Create
we can do
like,
that.
yeah, we
Yes,
could do that. Like create our website.
yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna start looking. Maybe, but I think it would be good to like get started already. Maybe
Yeah,
get
yes, yes, yes.
we would like get started. Maybe like get started and then come in the workshop with something. Or we can start from zero. I don't know. But
I can do like the pre-prompt, I guess, like to organize the how can we collect the best image to generate the visual styles, because it's not just to collect like the image, you need to collect the color palette, the the typography, the kind of visuals that you want. Like I can do that. It will
okay.
be fun.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, does anybody have any questions in the chat? B, like how I hope you learned something and you find like some inspiration on on we're super excited to see your website. Please do share it once you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get it done. I'm gonna find some time to make my own. I think it's gonna be cool. Yeah, Max is saying next time we see a lovable demo. Ooh, yeah, we could do a lovable demo. Let's do that. That could be cool. We could even stream it.
Yeah,
Why not? I would
would be
love to see
nice.
that. Cool. Well, this was fun. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's plan from start to finish in 1 hour. Should be super cool. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Yeah, obviously, if you want, we can plan like yeah, we can plan another time for this and do like a lovable demo, or even like, and then we can do a Claude, like a Claude thing. But yeah, it could be cool to do like see what we can do in 1 hour.
Yeah, I think we can also do like a poll quiz with the babes, what they want to build. I think would be nice.
I think a personal website. I think that would be like the most
Yeah.
the one that would makes the most sense, or at least where to start. It's like your own thing. Max is saying lovable will be nice because you get instant visual feedback. No.
Yes, yes, and I also I don't know about Cloudy, but Lovable, you can see the analytics, like how much people are going to their website and these kind of things, as well.
Okay, nice.
And also like we can use like the because when I try it, like the cloud designs, like it was better to be like design with Cloudy and ask Lovable just to copy and to match there. But was my experience.
Well, we're gonna have to test it out. I'm
Yes,
excited.
yes.
I'm excited for next time. Like we have a lot to we have a lot to do. Very cool. Nice. Well, this was the first time that we did a small like workshop live. I think it was really fun. I learned a lot because like for me, like looking back when I came in from when we started to now, I would have started like you said, like I was saying, by getting inspiration, but ultimately there's a few things you need to do before that and actually define like who is your target audience, what do you want them to do, like how does the user journey look like, where are they. Wait, what is B saying? People love buying ugly NFTs. Yes, they do. Oh my god, that's the thing. Like ugly art, there is a market for everything. There is a
That
market
is
for
true.
everything. Yeah, it's people love buying ugly NFTs. It's a weird thing in Web3 where unusual art seems to do better than the art that actually looks pleasing to the eye. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of reasons why some ugly NFTs pump and some don't. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like the same thing in the art market. Yeah. Oh my god, ugly NFTs. What was I saying? Yeah, I think at least in terms of approach, this was like helpful. I have a better idea on like how to get started and not go straight from like the visual side of things, but also just give it a thought. Like treat it as like a proper project. Like what's the goal of your website? Who's gonna be your target audience? Like what do you want them to do? Where do you want them to go? That was like super
Yeah.
helpful. Do you have any other like last tips for people that want to vibe code their websites before we close?
Mm, I think use always like two tools. I think this is something that I use, or two chats. Like if you need help like to improving your prompt or your other kind of resource, don't use the same chat. This is something that I always try to do. Like if I'm building like a website in Cloudy, I try to keep just the website and another chat like for content, have friends, organizing like the prompts that I will share for the visuals. This is something that I do.
But you would
And
work in the same project or you would have a different project?
depends a lot, like but when it's like a big project, it's the same project that I'm doing.
Okay.
But sometimes I always try to use like ChatGPT for some stuff as well. I think they are better. Like Gemini is better with another things like
Why is
code.
ChatGPT better than Claude and for what?
I think ChatGPT sometimes is more straight. Like I don't know, it is just with me, but if I need like some kind of metrics, data, resource, cloudy, like he start to losing. Like, and I just sometimes I just get back like, hey, I just need like help with content or refinement. And if I do for cloudy, he will automatically start to creating a web, and it's like no, no. And so I
It's
try
more straight to the
to
point. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Because
B is saying she would love to have a workshop and spend some nice. Yeah, biggest issue is motivation. Need to force myself, take the time to. Yeah, that's a big one indeed. When you're building by yourself, it's for sure. Yeah, well, we can do. Let's plan a workshop. I would love to. I think it's gonna be really fun, and I have my domain. It's sitting there. Need to link it.
let's do it. I think it's going to be really good because I think when we're trying to do alone, we are so criticized with ourselves. So it would be good to do together and see that it's not so difficult when you have more people around you helping.
Cool. I'm excited. All right, babe. This was awesome. I cannot wait for our next one. So we're gonna plan a lovable demo next, just to see, and then we'll find the time to do a little workshop for the babes. So this is obviously gonna be a babesnet event only. I mean, obviously, if you're a woman and you want to join, more than welcome to. Any woman is welcome. But yeah, we'll do a women only workshop. So guys, I mean, we will share a lot of information on streams as well, so you can like still you know, take advantage of it, but also like just know that Cecilia is available and you can always message her. And then if you need any more complicated work, obviously Lit Collective can do it and they can help you do it, and without you losing years and they and have like gray hairs from the stress from trying to vibe code something that's not working. So let the professionals do it. So yeah, but so I think that's also a big lesson to know your limits, like be realistic and rational of your skills. You can always learn, but there's always some things that can obviously be improved and done by other people. Now that you can go on our website and apply through the Babesnet form, let me show you before we go here. So it's babesnet.xyz, and by the way, we have a newsletter, so subscribe and you can hit here, join the babes. It will lead you to our member application form, which I will revise and let you in. Anyone's welcome, so just go on our website, fill it in, tell us who you are, and yeah, we'll send you a link. That's it.
That's it.
All right, everybody. This was super fun. Sissy, thank you. Amazing. I hope I get to see you this summer because I'm going to be roaming around Europe. So maybe come to London. Who knows? But I will definitely let you know. And because I know Flo got to meet you in real person in Paris. So yeah, we need to plan something. All right, everybody. This was like really fun. Next time we do a stream, well, I'm gonna stream on Monday, just every Monday and Thursday, same time, and then we'll plan a stream for a lovable demo, and then stay tuned for the workshop. We have so much happening with Babesnet. I just I need to find the time to do everything because there's so many things. But stay tuned. We have some cool partnerships coming. I'll be announcing more. And also, if you're watching, we have a workshop later with Rootstock Collective, actually in half an hour. It's a Bitcoin DeFi workshop, and every participant will be airdropped some tokens. So join us there, and all the info is on our Twitter, on our X. Go find it. If not, just DM us. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. And thanks, Ceci, for this wonderful workshop. Big love. And thanks, chat, and everybody that joined, B, Nada, Max, and everybody. Big love to you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.